we can just skip that Thursday night game. We just talked about that, guys. We just talked about it. Just know it was a crappy game. James Robinson's the man. Ryan Fitzmagic's the man. And Minshew is ass. So just remember that, guys. And then that's it. Okay? That Thursday's gone. Let's talk about Sunday, baby. Chicago at Atlanta. Honestly, I want to be all about this game. I want to put in everybody if I can. From Chicago, when it goes to even Montgomery, he's been playing well. You even can throw in Trubisky. I mean, you could throw in all these guys for this team. What do you guys think, though?
Yeah,
Take it over, Greg.
I mean, Atlanta can't play defense. Obviously, they gave up 30 points in the second half to Dallas for the comeback victory last week. So, I mean, obviously they can be thrown on. So I'd feel good about Trubisky, A-Rob, Montgomery, like you said.
Yeah.
And then obviously Atlanta's offense. I mean, Julio's probably going to be out again, it looks like.
He's questionable, so that's one of those
he
guys.
Didn't practice again today. He's not practiced all week, so it's not shaping up. You know, it might be the Calvin Ridley show looks to be in full effect this year against my better wishes with my main man Julio. So you got to start looking hard at him this week to probably keep the show going. And Russell Gage, he's he's been having some good games because. Again, Atlanta's defense is worse than a cheese grater. I mean, it is pathetic. You can move the ball up and down the field, which forces them to move it along as many times as they can. So we'll see how they look out, and hopefully they can do something with Chicago's defense.
I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I mean, it's 47.5 is the point total. I think I would even pick the over on that too, because I think it's going to be shootout. You see how much Atlanta passes the ball. You see the Bears are going to, even the Bears haven't even been playing completely trash. They're 2-0. So,
yeah.
And I think Atlanta will sneak out the win. Obviously, they have a little bit more high-powered offense. So I really think off of a win they should have had against Dallas, you would think that they would bounce back with some vengeance here in week 3 and maybe put it on the Chicago Bears. And guys, in the chat, I will say I'll get to all the questions here later on. We might stop halfway and just start answering some of your guys' questions. Milky, welcome into the stream. And Kendall, we'll get to your questions as well. Talk about trade questions, start sits. We'll do all that here halfway through. So stay tuned. We'll be getting to that. So I think that does it really with Chicago. I mean, when it comes to the Falcons, though, like we said earlier, Julio Jones, he's questionable. He doesn't look good, though, when it comes to starting. I doubt he's going to be able to play. So lock in, obviously, the Ridley's a must start. So I think he's going to do have another great game. Is it Hurts or Hayden, right?
Hayden Hurst.
I think Hurst is going to have a great game as well. Tied in, you're missing one of your wide receiver ones. I think he's another big play here.
For sure. Yeah. I think it will cover it up. Man, the main thing is the high scoring. Hopefully Atlanta spent some extra practice this week on onside kicks, and the special teams will help them out this week, not give one away like they done last week, because it will be a high scoring affair.
I agree.
Last one with the ball wins.
that could be it. I don't know. I feel like Atlanta, their defense is just terrible, man. But Chicago's offense can be terrible too. If you look at the targets, because I do have some shares of Allen Robinson. You look at the targets though, and it's just horrendous how many just missed throws Trubisky is to Allen Robinson. So we'll see. I think Trubisky could honestly lose this game single-handedly for Chicago's, but we'll see. Going to the next game, the Rams at Buffalo. Now, I think this should be the game of the week, honestly. Besides the Sunday night game, I think that's going to be a shootout as well. But the Rams at Buffalo, what are you guys' takes on this game?
It's really gonna, who all's gonna be played. There's a lot of injuries in this game. I think Cam Akers, he's out for
Yep.
Los Angeles. Not really following up how's Zach Moss looking for this week. He's questionable, I believe. Buffalo's defense, they've got a couple big guys out this week.
Buffalo's
Tremaine
banged
Edmonds,
up.
Sir?
I said Buffalo's banged up. Yeah, Tremaine
Yeah,
Edmonds
banged up.
is questionable. Yeah.
It's just a lot of questionable players there. So if maybe Henderson gets a shine this week with some of Buffalo's linebackers out, maybe he can set up for a big day to make some things happen. And of course, Goff, he's a guy that can really be on the big swing. He can take you out in a good way and take you out in a bad way. He can definitely lay a dud sometimes, and Buffalo has a type of defense that can make him have a dud this week. I think, if anything, it's going to be the running backs for the Rams this week.
Yeah, and you were asking about Moss. I got Kendall in the chat saying Moss is out, so I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate. But if it is, then that could be a big game for Devin Singletary.
Yes, sir.
And then looking at the Rams side, Akers is out as well. So I think it's going to be a shootout with Goff and Allen. Like you said though, you got the running backs that definitely are going to get involved in this game. But I think it also comes down to will Jalen Ramsey just lock up Diggs? Because if they do lock up Diggs, you still have John Brown, which now John Brown I'm pretty sure he was injured as well. I'm not sure if he's in or out. I think he's saying he's questionable. Thanks, Hewitt, in the chat. So he's questionable, but if he does play, then I think you still can go downtown to Brown. As I'd say for Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen is throwing the ball a ton of times, and only in 2 weeks has thrown the ball 81 times compared to Jared Goff, who's throwing the ball 58 times. So, Buffalo throws the ball. They do, especially with their new type of offense. But so
Yeah,
we'll
they've been looking good.
Yeah, I agree, and they haven't really played anybody crazy. Like they got pretty easy, but now this is their test. Are they going to show up and actually play against a decent team, being the Rams, or are they going to fold under pressure and usually see what you see when Buffalo? I think if they win this game, I think they're going to win their division. And that just being said, this is like I said, this is a test to see if Buffalo has what it takes to start playing against teams with higher caliber rather than the Jets and teams like that.
Dolphins.
So
the Jets and the Dolphins. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course they got everybody's favorite on here, Cam Newton and the Patriots. They'll be playing him a couple times this year. This really will be a litmus test for them to see if they think they can handle with some of the upper echelon there and make the next step with letting Allen throw it down the field with his pair of receivers there with Diggs and Brown. So still got a little slot in there, and Cole Beasley. Maybe this might be a game they try to check him out and see what he can do for them.
I think that'll be a good game too. I can't wait to see New England versus Buffalo for sure. That could be a really good game. I don't even know who I would pick honestly against that. But going to our next matchup, the Washington football team at Cleveland. Both of these teams are not the high-powered offense that you see from all these games. You got Baker Mayfield, Odell, Hooper, and maybe Jarvis Landry is usually who you start. But obviously you got to go to the running backs, man. The running backs look great for the Cleveland Browns it was against the freaking Bengals. So you can't really say too much that the Browns have done anything. They beat the Bengals, one of the worst teams I feel like in the NFL. And Washington doesn't look too great either. Who do you start when it comes to Washington? Maybe a McLaurin, maybe Antonio Gibson. But yeah, I'm not starting Dwayne Haskins. I'm sorry. I don't care what league you're in. What do you guys think?
It's for the 4-quarterback league that's not made up yet. That's when you start playing Haskins.
Yeah, when we get to the 4-quarterback league, I can guarantee you, Dwayne Haskins, I will play him.
And not until then. I like it.
Yeah. What do you think, Bunk? What do you think about the downtown Charlie Browns. What do you think about these guys?
I don't know, man. They pissed me off last week because I thought Burrow was going to get his first win, and then the Browns decided to show up and play like a real football team. But now they're going up against the football team, so you never know, man. I mean, you never know. Is Baker going to show up? Is he going to throw the ball? He's got some sins. But the Browns did look good last week, so maybe they'll keep that rolling. I'd say the Browns probably pull it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're at home. I don't know if home or away really makes the big difference in 2020 with really no one's going to be able to – I don't know. Now, I do know the Browns will have fans in the stadium because it's Ohio, so I think they're allowed to have fans. And I mean, but it's not enough to really make a difference, in my opinion.
Probably be no different than a standard Browns home game.
You're probably right. You're probably right. I mean,
Hell, it might have more
Haskins might have to go to the silent count on that one. Next, guys, we're almost halfway through. We'll answer your questions. I know we already had one question come in. They were saying start or sit Kyler versus the Lions or Cam versus the Raiders. You got to start Kyler, in my opinion.
Kyler, all day.
Kyler's the man.
Kyler is definitely a top 5 quarterback, and if he keeps on doing what he's doing, he's going to be in the top 3. So, yeah, Kyler's the guy. He's a must start until he actually doesn't produce. So, and then when it comes
DeAndre Hopkins to any team, he made that quarterback look a lot better.
That is true. Hopkins really is their key in that offense, man. But we're about to get to them. Well, we'll get to them later on because that's a 4:25 game. Our next game is the Las Vegas Raiders at New England. Now, I think this is going to be a good game. I really do. I think the Raiders have been showing up. They've been playing. They're fired up. They're looking really good, in my opinion. And, they came off that win against the Saints, which was a huge one. And yeah, then the Raiders or in the Patriots should have, that was a really close game. They got the ball all the way down against Seattle, came down to Cam Newton to run the ball in, and he just got stuffed. But honestly, a better play call that we could see the Patriots sitting at 2-0. So I think this game could be good. I think both of these teams could be 2-0 potential teams, but the Raiders coming out firing against the high-powered offense Saints. So what do you guys think about this one?
I think the Raiders surprised a lot of people beating the Saints like that. They got a good offense, man. Carr's been looking pretty good. Run game is solid with Jacobs as long as he's healthy and in there. A little banged up, so hopefully he can get back.
Well, let me give you guys an injury update real quick. Henry Ruggs is out. Josh Jacobs is questionable. Darren Waller is questionable. James White is out. And you got the Patriots centers out, and there's a couple other guys, but N'Keal Harry questionable. Edelman's questionable. This is just a banged up both of these teams, like we're seeing with just about every team in the NFL. So I know we were actually talking about injuries actually before we started this podcast, and we were just saying, honestly, depth right now is key. So if you don't have depth in your line in your fantasy team, that is actually that could be the way to win your fantasy league is get depth. So stack up. I mean, if you don't have a backup running back right now, you might want to get one because all these running backs, ACLs, MCLs are getting banged up. So and it's only week 2 or going into week 3. So get some depth.
Yeah, as a Saquon owner, I would stress the importance of having depth.
Saquon or McCaffrey, either one. I mean, guys, like these top, literally that's the number 1 pick, and then right after number 2 pick, I'm surprised Elliott or someone else like that isn't hurt yet, who gets the ball literally every time. So these workhorse backs are getting banged up. I mean, Josh Jacobs is still questionable. So I know Bunk has Jacobs and Saquon on his team, so that's very unfortunate. But it's just one of those things. You just got to deal with what all these injuries are happening. But
Oh, yeah,
in my
you said
opinion, go ahead.
I was gonna say you talking about the 1 and 2 picks. So I was just Michael Thomas. He's possibly the number 3 pick in some leagues. I know a different game. Now you're looking at the top 30 year draft that people are without right now. It's really depth is key this year, guys. So I mean, looking at for your Jacobs with J Bunk over there, he went and picked up Jalen Richard. I mean, you got to do your research and
Yeah.
look.
Well,
I mean, if it's
yeah.
a backup running back out there available, you need to find a spot to put him somewhere. Drop Dwayne Haskins and put him on your bench.
Yeah, and you got to do what you got to do. Like I already had a few running backs, right? I still went out and spent just about all my fab bucks on Mike Davis because the guy in our league didn't have him as a backup. Well, now he's struggling. He doesn't have a backup, and he had to go out and also spend his fab bucks. But outbidding him to where I had somebody who could be a possible flex option for the next 4 to 6 weeks, depending on when McCaffrey comes back. So that's what you also got to think is just, right now I really think depth is the way to go. But going back to this Patriots-Raiders game, a lot of injuries going on. Keep on watching out for these injuries because right now Jacobs questionable, Waller questionable, Edelman, N'Keal Harry, all questionable. So keep up with that before you, make sure they're startable. If they aren't, by the time, you do not want to put these guys in your lineup. I will not stress that enough. You make sure if your guy still has a Q and possibly a 0 next to his projection, take him out, put someone else in. You definitely want to have at least, put in some random Joe rather than have a 0 on your fantasy football team.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And then
let's see the Patriots there. You think Newton will continue his ways of what we're not used to, accurate throws, good completion percentage, but still he's taking a beating. I mean, he's on pace to have the most carries he's had in his career this year, which is 31 years old, coming off a few shoulder surgeries. Is that the best idea for them to keep riding him like that?
Yeah, the thing is, if he keeps taking these carries, you're looking at all these running backs that are getting hurt. Yeah, you would think that, in the future, you would see him get hurt as well. I'm not someone who's going to see people get hurt in hindsight because you still play them until something happens. So, but when it comes to
but is it wise for the Patriots to keep putting him out there like that? That's their team right now. He's definitely the captain of the ship.
Right. I think so. I think you use him up, see what you guys can do. I mean, now they got him for a steal, and you gotta remember that. A lot of teams passed up on Cam Newton. A lot of people, like it took forever for someone to sign him, aka New England finally signed him, got a really good deal out of him because no one knew how well he looked. Well, now that he looks good, maybe you do kind of hold off, but since they don't have him for that long, why not? Especially if you're trying to win all these games, use your best asset. And if Cam Newton's it, then I say use him up. And it comes down to, it's week 3. You're playing a Raiders. I don't see them changing up anything. Until seriously, maybe you see Cam limping or something. Obviously, then they're going to be changing something up. They're not going to keep pushing him to do that to where they completely break him. But I think they're going to keep, if he looks healthy and he looks fine and not limping, I think they're going to push him. What are your thoughts though, Bunk? Because I mean, I know I'm really biased when it comes to Cam. I really don't like Cam, and a lot of people in this chat know that. So I'm trying to be not hateful to him, even though I really think he's probably the most overrated guy right now in NFL. So
I mean, this is my thought. You're Josh McDaniels and the Patriots. You get Cam on a deal, coming off an injury riddled 2 or 3 years. You don't get a preseason. You don't get to see how he looks. So my thoughts are, they're just running him out there running an offense centered around him to see what they got, see how his body's going to hold up. But I would look for James White and Sony Michel to get a little more involved. I think you're going to stop seeing as many goal line hits. I mean, he can't possibly keep taking all these hits over the course of the year. He won't be in there the whole season. So I mean, I would look for the running backs to get more involved and him probably not end up being the leading carrier on the team.
Yeah. Well, and going into this next matchup, I know we're talking about injuries, but I think this is the most injured teams in the league, and let's just go. Let's just talk about the 49ers at the New York Giants. I try not to laugh at this, but it's unreal how many injuries they have. Like, it really might take me 30 minutes just to list off the injury report. So I'm not gonna do that to you guys, but just know just about everyone on the 49ers offense is hurt. And the main guy from the Giants, aka Saquon, is obviously out for the season. So, it sucks. But this game could go either way. And I never thought I would say the Giants could beat the 49ers until right now. I really think they have a chance. And I'm not saying they have a huge chance, but I think they have a lot bigger chance without Nick Bosa. Without Mostert, without Kittle. I think Kittle might be out too. He's still questionable right now, but Tevin Coleman's out. They have their defense is all banged up. Greenlaw, Ford, all these guys are out. And it's just not looking good for the 49ers. I think they honestly are going to keep obviously they're going to try to win, try to get through, but I think it's going to get to a point where they're not going to be trying too hard to I think they're going to try to get some draft picks, honestly.
The 49ers?
Yeah.
Well, you say, I mean, with the injuries on the 49ers, I mean, that kind of does well for the Giants. I mean, with the 49ers having most of their injuries on the defense, maybe a home game. I know San Francisco, they didn't, where they played the Jets last week, they stayed on the East Coast so they could do a little bit of resting and relaxation. So maybe they got a good game plan. But I think I could kind of see the Giants pulling this one out just with how banged up the San Francisco offense is and defense as well. So
yeah, San Fran's hurt.
I see the Giants pulling this one out. Maybe Dion Lewis comes out of nowhere again, going back to depth. Maybe he comes out of the trenches and does a little something this week, so he could be a long shot play.
Yeah, and I'm getting some guys in the chat asking a few things right now. I'll ask you guys the same thing, what these guys are asking me. We have JBG's hurt, so, they're going to be running a lot, which I can see that happening, which Jerick McKinnon is going to be their guy. Not from the running. Jerick McKinnon is going to be the passing back. You still have Bunk's boy who just picked up Jeff Wilson. He's going to be getting the carries. But also, dude, McKinnon looked really well. Like, as soon as Mostert went out, McKinnon only ran the ball a few times, but for big games, and so also Kittle. If Kittle is out, I know he's questionable. Hewitt said he is out. Reed played great as well, Jordan Reed, and this is a name we didn't bring up for I don't know how many seasons, but look at this. Jordan Reed put up, what was it, 1 or 2 touchdowns in last week's game without Kittle.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so 2 touchdowns without. So I mean, this team, it looks like it's just forming to the tight end. Doesn't matter who it is. So whoever's Kittle's backup, I'd say pick him up. If Kittle's your guy, and you don't have anyone else as your backup tight end, go grab Reed. I mean, Reed's one of those guys where, if he's already probably grabbed up, I'm sure by now. But yeah, Reed's a great play, I think. And I think any kind of back from the 49ers, they run the ball. That's what they do. So I like that play as well. I think they're all about tight ends and running the ball. So. I like that. And then when it comes to the Giants, are you starting anybody? Is Slayton in? Slayton's their guy, right?
Slayton is
their
guy.
I mean, Shepard's on the IR. Tate
Shepard.
hasn't looked that great. But that O line is just so bad, man. I have a hard time trusting anybody on the Giants defense with confidence, honestly.
You mean?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
offense.
yeah, that's true. Well, what
Yeah,
about?
I mean, what about nothing even on Evan Ingram? You don't think he'll do anything?
Yeah, let's talk about Evan Ingram. I think he's one of the most. He's one of those He's the boom or bust tight end of the year. I think. I think he's one of those guys where he will catch maybe 2 touchdowns, and then next week he will. I don't think he will do anything, and I think he's one of those guys where you just have to risk it for the biscuit and play him. If Slayton's their only guy, you would think that they got to throw, because if the 49ers... See, if this was the actual 49ers with Mostert in, with Kittle in, all these guys, and they score all these touchdowns, yeah, they got to throw the ball. I would play Ingram in a heartbeat. They got to throw. So, but coming to where this is a banged-up 49ers, I don't know. I really don't. But Ingram has the talent to be a top 5 tight end. He just doesn't have he's not on the right team.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it, I think you got to start him.
You got to. You have to.
You have to start him.
Out there.
Yeah, I mean, now here's the question: do you start Ingram, or do you start someone who's just kind of been popping off? Like, would you start Evan Ingram, or would you start Schultz for the Dallas Cowboys, who just got around 10 targets last game?
I would stay inside of this game and play Jordan Reed like you just spoke about.
I like that. I like that play.
Have him. That's a way better option. I think a better offense at this point. So I would definitely, in the game, if I had to pick a tight end, I would definitely go Jordan Reed. That hurts my heart to say that, but I would do it.
Yeah. Well, and Patty Cake just came in here in the chat and just said Giants have Devonta Freeman now, which we know that. But let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, I don't think we're really going to see Freeman really get into the swing of things maybe for another 3-4 weeks. I mean, he's got to learn the playbook. He's got to get in there. So I feel like, he couldn't really be a bell cow until 4 or 5 weeks from now. But I will say, Bunk brought this up to me earlier today. Saquon couldn't get past the line of scrimmage. What do you think that Freeman's going to do stuff? I mean, it's going to be a tough time for Devonta Freeman, who hasn't been signed until literally, earlier this week.
Tuesday,
to just get a swing of things, we're trying to fill in the role of Saquon Barkley. So, I'm kind of on a pass on him right now. I mean, we'll see what happens. I feel like it's the same. It's just one of those things you just got to fill out.
No, I would definitely pass on him this week. I mean, look at
for sure. This week.
Everybody skipped the preseason, and there's still miscommunications and injuries. This cat's not played, and he didn't even play last year, so he's coming in brand new all the way around. I mean, maybe not a bad idea to, if he's available, pick him up, but definitely he's a do not play at all this weekend unless you're in desperate need.
I agree.
Yep.
Going into the next game, we have both of these teams kind of aren't either good. Bengals at Philadelphia Eagles. If anyone wants to start us off on this, I mean, you really don't. I mean, I don't know.
I'm hoping this is the week Joe Mixon gets going. He's had
I bet it is. For guys who don't know, Waterboy has Joe Mixon, and he has not been putting up the numbers that he has been hoping for. As well as people, I'm sure that some you guys have Mixon as well. It's just he hasn't been doing his thing, and he's on the Bengals. Let's give him a break.
Yeah, but I was really hoping for good things. So yeah, the Bengals are who they thought we are, ain't that what the guy said? So maybe this is the week, but the Philadelphia's got a pretty good run defense, so maybe this is not the week, and hopefully it'll get opening up for them eventually.
Well, I mean, you might be getting a lot of checkdowns. You do have a rookie quarterback in Joe Burrow, so I wouldn't be surprised if you. I mean, there's literally plays meant for Mixon on these checkdowns, so. He could easily. All it takes is one break tackle. All he's got to do is break a couple 1 to 2 tackles, and this man has a big game. And that's what it comes down to. You got Joe Burrow. He hasn't been playing bad. I mean, he hasn't really not been playing bad for who he is, man. I mean, he's honestly a guy who I would see in a couple of years where we're drafting this man early. So he's still developing. He's still kind of like a rookie quarterback. I kind of want to talk about a little bit later on with being Justin Herbert. And yeah, Mixon, obviously a must start. Miles Sanders, obviously a must start. I mean, you got Goddard. He's been playing well. Dude, Philadelphia doesn't have any receivers to throw to. Alshon Jeffrey, out. Jalen Reagor, the rookie everyone's been waiting on. I even drafted him because I thought his injury might not be as bad as what it was. Well, guess what? He just got a new injury, so he's out. So it's just one of those things. Eagles wide receiver banged up, and Wentz looks for his tight ends.
D-Jax, he's out there. He's always a home run threat for sure. So maybe you could throw him out there. He's been getting
and Jackson. Yeah, he was played a little bit. I know our boy Y Bobby in the chat. He had him for a little while. Last week he started him, and we didn't really see much until later on in the game. But he finally showed up. So yeah, he's a good play. If you're going to deal with any of the Eagles wide receivers, that's who I would go. But other than that, I would like their tight ends, man. I really like the Eagles tight ends. You got Ertz and you got Goddard. Both of those guys, great. But yeah, it's just looking like kind of like one of those things. Bengals, Tyler Boyd, AJ Green, Mixon and Burrow. I mean,
yeah, nothing really exciting there.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get over this game because that it's kind of bumming me out looking at 2-0-2 teams right there, all banged up and not playing well at all. So next game, Houston at Pittsburgh. After this, guys, that'll be the 1:00 game. So we'll answer your questions here after this game analysis. So Houston at Pittsburgh. Bunk, you want to take this one?
Yeah, man. Pittsburgh, solid run D, so I wouldn't look for much from David Johnson. Hopefully Deshaun Watson can get going, man. He's had a slow go of it the first 2 games. Played a couple tough defenses, but I don't know. We'll see, man.
Yeah, I agree. And Houston, man, I don't know what's going on, man. I really thought, obviously when I saw Houston go up against the Kansas City Chiefs in, for the game, the league season starter opener, I was like, well, it's the Chiefs. I understand Houston's going to struggle a little bit, but they're continuing to struggle. So I'm not sure if this is just the Houston Texans or if they just need to figure it out. Like Waterboy was saying earlier, they didn't have preseason. And it's a new team, man. They don't have one of the most powerful guy on their offense anymore. They don't have Hopkins. And now we're looking back at it. Probably bad trade for Texans. I'm not going to lie. That's probably not where they were going. They're probably looking at Arizona and be like, yeah, we messed up a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know. Texans, I'm kind of fading them. Obviously, Cooks actually just got Cooks just got cleared to play. So he's going to be out there. I'm pretty sure is Will Fuller there. I think he's available still. So they have their receivers out there.
They do. What do y'all think about James Conner this week? You think he'll carry on, maybe getting a lot of touches?
Yeah, I like James Conner a lot this week. He really exploded out of week 2. And, after week 1, you saw the injury happen. You saw Benny Snell kind of get a little bit of work. Everyone was like all high up on Benny Snell, and for good reasons. Benny Snell did look great in week 1 after Connor went down, which, you know, but James Conner, man, he came back in week 2, looked great, and he's obviously got the starting role. I think they're gonna ground and pound all the way over Houston, and even when they pass the ball, they got options. So I really like the Steelers. Honestly, this year, man, I really think the Steelers could be a contender. You got, you know, Juju, you got Johnson, you even got Washington for the threats when it comes to wide receivers. Yeah, it's looking good. As long as Big Ben can stay healthy, man, he's looking great, though. He's only thrown 1 interception in 2 games and 5 touchdowns. And he's only thrown the ball like 73 times in 2 games when we saw someone like Josh Allen and all these guys who are throwing the ball almost 100 times in 2 games. So for Big Ben, he's looking really good.
He is. I think it has a lot to do with the emergence of Deontay Johnson. He's coming along. You know, he looks like he's taking over the old AB 84 role. He's actually got more targets than Juju right now. He's leading the team in targets and getting good production with them.
Yeah, and we just got a news update. This is going back to the Raiders. News update, Jacobs and Waller were live and played a full practice today. So good news for Jacobs and Waller owners. Looks like they're going to be healthy enough to play in this week's game. So, Bunk, you don't have to worry about who you're going to start. You got Jacobs. He looks like he's going to be healthy.
Good, man. I was nervous.
And the Steelers defense looks great too, but obviously, like Watson, I feel like he's one of those guys where he just hasn't shown up yet. I think he's still Deshaun Watson. Let's still get this right. He's still Deshaun Watson. He still makes plays. He's a great quarterback. He just he's had a bumpy road at the first 2 games. We're down to answer some questions, guys. I know I missed a ton of questions. If you guys would repost them now right in the chat, I will ask our boys, Waterboy and J-Bunk as well, to answer these. So go ahead and type your questions, and I will be ready to answer them. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. Week 3, and really COVID really hasn't been taking a hit when it comes to the NFL season. What do you guys think about that? You think we're gonna get through this whole season?
Yeah, I think so, man. We'll make it to November, and then COVID will disappear, so we'll be good.
Hey, that's very possible.
Down a different path in a minute.
Oh man. Well, let's start answering questions before this gets political. Is Tyler Lockett still the guy in Seattle, or has DK replaced him? Good question. I will say, Hewitt, I think they're both playable options, man. I really like Lockett. He's been putting up numbers too. The thing is if you look at Lockett's numbers, he's been playing really well. The Seattle Seahawks, a.k.a. Russell Wilson, has made everyone look good. So you can play either one of those. They're both startable options, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Jay Bunk loves the Russell Wilson, so I'll give it to him.
Yeah, man, Mr. Number 3, he's a legend. That's my boy. I like Tyler Lockett. I don't know, man. I would say Metcalf is he's kind of 1A now, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'd say, Lockett's he's still going to make plays. But it's sure. I think it's 1A, 1B, not necessarily wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, I would agree to that. Yeah, Metcalf, he's averaging just over 90 yards and a touchdown a game, early 2 games in. Hard to sustain, but yeah, Russell Wilson, man, he looks almost to be one of the. I'd almost go as far as he's the best in the league right now. I hate to say it, I love Mahomes. He's my man.
Yeah.
Chiefs Kingdom all the way, but Wilson, he is man, he's doing it up. He's doing it. I can't say enough. So he'll bring them both along. I would be scared. I would almost not be scared to play both of them in the same lineup. I think you would win more than you would lose.
I agree. I
agree
agree,
with
man.
that.
They are throwing the ball and so efficiently too, because Seattle is one of those teams who run, pass. But it sets up the pass so well for Russell Wilson to literally have 30, 40-yard passes and just being very efficient. So, yeah, Tyler Lockett and DK, both of them great. No one's replacing anyone. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Let's go back up to the questions. I know we have a lot more. We'll try to answer them a little bit more. Who to start, Trubisky or Daniel Jones? Oh shit. Honestly, damn, that's a good question, Patty. That's a good question. I'm gonna let someone else answer that, and let me hear what they have to say on why, and I'll give you my take.
So you said, do I like Glad trash bags or Hefty? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Do you like Glad or Hefty trash bags? Trubisky or Daniel Jones? That's exactly what I said.
This week I'm taking Trubisky because they're
Hefty.
throw the ball around the field. And I don't trust Daniel Jones against a tough defense.
That's very true. Daniel
Yeah,
Jones is going to throw the ball a lot, though. I will say that. He's going to be doing a lot of dink and dunks, but I think he has more shots at interceptions. But, yeah, I would honestly play Trubisky.
For sure. Maybe it's the hefty odor control Trubisky play of the week. He stinks the left. So, yeah, got to go with Trubisky.
So Trubisky versus Atlanta and Jones. All right, yeah, I still say Trubisky. All right, so Kendall's been digging at this the whole time. He said, "Should I trade my cousin Tyreek for Stephon Diggs and Hammy Fournette?" So let's talk about this. Let's go ahead and break the ice on this. Dude, Kendall's been spamming this shit in the chat. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about this trade. So me and J-Bunk made a trade. Obviously, you guys know Barkley got hurt for the whole year. So all he's got really is Jacobs and who's your other running back?
No, that's it. Jake.
Okay, that's it. That's what I thought. So he was looking for an RB2/flex kind of deal. So I had Fournette. Fournette just had a great game going against Carolina. Obviously, terrible run defense. But Fournette, if he's popping off, in my opinion, he's going to get that role. Fournette was a starter for the Jags. People are thinking that Ronald Jones is going to be their guy. Obviously, for the first few weeks, he will be. But when it comes down to talent, you got Fournette. And my boy J-Bunk didn't have any really other options. He had a Joshua Kelly and who was Jamison Crowder, who literally just got out for this week. So let me tell you guys the trade. It was Fournette and Stephon Diggs, who's had 2 great games already. He looks like he's actually one of the cornerstones of the Buffalo Bills, who's been helping them get it done, for basically a Tyreek Hill. So yeah, on that, during that situation, yeah, that trade makes sense. And I mean, obviously, if it was something to where it was Tyreek for Stephon Diggs and Fournette whenever you didn't need to trade, if you didn't need a running back, then yeah. But yeah, obviously, if he didn't have to have that deal, if he didn't have to have a running back, then it wouldn't make sense. So
yeah, I mean,
that's it.
Out of desire, it was out of necessity.
Kevin was asking, start Elliott versus Seahawks. Yes, you always start Elliott, no matter what. We're not going to go over that. I will say, though, there's no stupid questions, guys. Throw in all your questions. I don't care. We're going to try to help you guys out, even if you're very beginner when it comes to fantasy football. So, does Gallup get going this week, or does he get moved to wide receiver 3 soon? That's a good question. CeeDee Lamb looks like the guy over there when it comes to our wide receiver 2. I I will say, though, Gallup's still an option there, man. I don't think Gallup's going to go away. I think he's one of those guys where they're still going to feed him. I think they'll feed him the ball still. I don't think he's going to just randomly disappear and just become a dud. I think you still got Gallup, you got Cooper, and now you got a new addition, CeeDee Lamb. So I think whoever's open, Dak's going to get them the ball. And it looks like also Dak is throwing to their tight ends a lot too. So Schultz, I think he's the next big thing. I already talked to you guys about Blake Jarwin, or not, yeah. But obviously he's out for the season, so now we're going for Schultz taking his spot.
I like Gallup. He actually leads he's kind of their deep threat. He actually leads them on, yards per target. Now, whether he does something with them, maybe this is the week that it happens, because Seattle's secondary and is not too hot these days. So maybe this is the week to pop him off, and he'll set you to the victory.
Yeah, I still think he's a flex option for anyone who's asking. I still think
definitely a flex. Yeah, he's definitely not a number two, but
yeah, I agree. I say you wait for him to start popping off. Gallup did last season. And then, obviously, since they have a new addition, he might not be as deadly like he was last year, but I still think he's still got a value. You see like Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, and DJ Moore. Well, with McCaffrey out, I still think Samuel's now a threat when it comes to. I think he's going to get 4 or 5 rushing attempts during the next game. We'll see. Robbie Anderson or Jerry Jeudy, Scary Terry, John Brown, ? Everyone name them in order. Okay, so we got Robbie, Jerry Jeudy, Scary Terry, and John Brown. I would go Robbie Anderson. No, I would go Scary Terry, Robbie Anderson, John Brown, Jerry Jeudy.
I'd put Brown in second, probably.
I can see that.
I would just swap your two. I would swap your 2 and 3, but nothing. It's still a toss-up between that setup.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think. When it comes to Robbie Anderson, he's been putting up a lot of points recently, but also he's still got to share the ball. So someone like Jerry Jeudy is somebody who's kind of new going into the wide receiver 1. So, he's still got Driscoll throwing the ball, so it's not, it's not the best, not ideal. But he's still their number 1. We'll see what happens. He's going up against Tampa, and they're gonna have to throw because you're not gonna be able to run against Tampa. So, we'll see. But let's see another one. Oh, wow. I missed a lot. He says, why does everyone want my running back Taylor? Someone says, does he shit gold bricks? Milky, let me tell you, bro. Mr. Taylor on your team, Jonathan Taylor, is the man. He's about to be, in my opinion, what do you guys think? I say a top 5 running back.
Rest of the season or this week?
Rest of the season.
Ooh, that's
definitely top 10.
Yeah, I'd give you top 10. I wouldn't. Maybe some TLC wings on the line for the top 5 there.
I honestly think top 5 though.
Well, hey, let's put the wings where the money is, boss man.
Hey,
challenge.
So. The thing is, there's nothing in it for me.
Huh?
I said, there's nothing in it for me. I get TLC every week.
Well, see, okay.
He's dead. All right, so, I might go over, but he's a top 7. Can we say 7? Can we meet in the middle?
We'll give you that. I'll give you top 7. He is a good play. They're definitely going to handle the ball a bunch. Whether he's out of the backfield or little short passes, Mr. Old Man Rivers, he loves to check it down to him and let him kind of do something out in the flat. So he'll be definitely a good play going forward.
Oh my God. We got a Mary Kiss Kill question from Kevin. He said, this is a question specifically for J-Bunk. He says Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, and Leonard Fournette. Marry, kiss, kill.
Oh my stars!
Repeat the question again.
Marry, kiss, kill. Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Leonard Fournette for week 3.
Oh, for week 3 specifically.
Specifically, week 3.
Hold on. I gotta get the match.
Honestly, in that order is my look. I mean,
you have the matchups in front of you. I don't have
Yeah.
them in front of me.
yeah, Green Bay is going up against New Orleans, but it's also Aaron Jones. He's the number 1 running back right now. David Montgomery, who's going up against Atlanta. And then we have Leonard Fournette going up against Denver. They have a tough run D. We talked about that earlier.
I'll go that order.
With that order, I think that was a simple
Mary
one.
Jones, kiss Montgomery, and kill Hammy because he's on a hammy.
Julio game time decision is what we said. Guys, I would fade Julio. If he's a game time decision, I'd fade him. It's one of those things where even if he does play, I don't think he's going to see a lot of action. I think he's going to be limited snaps, so it's going to be one of those things. So, in my opinion, I would fade Julio, and I got him in one of my leagues, and so I'm going to have to find a substitute for him. Top 10 ROS. What does that mean, Kendall?
Rest of
Rest of the season.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely a top 10, Kendall.
Who's that?
Talking about Taylor.
Oh, Taylor, yeah. Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I just love, dude. He's got the Colts line in front of him. I just, and then you got Phillip Rivers, who's checked down Charlie. I mean, come on, man. It just adds up. The stars align. Patty Cake says, "Is Calvin Ridley a wide receiver 1 at this point?"
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna let Dorton, aka Waterboy, answer this one.
Yeah, he truly is. I hate to say it because Julio, again, I'm a ride or die with Julio, man. And, I mean, he's actually leading the team in targets, leading the team in yards, leading the team in touchdowns. I mean, you can't say anything else, but he is the number 1. I mean,
and he takes away all these number 1 corners. I mean, you got Julio Jones who takes away those number 1 corners. So Ridley's going up against these number 2s, and he has potential to be a wide receiver 1 somewhere. So I feel like, yeah, it's literally a wide receiver 1 against all these cornerback 2s, and he's making them pay. I mean, it's perfect for Matt Ryan and Ridley to be on the same page. You look back at Ben Roethlisberger when they had Juju and Antonio Brown. Now I think it's the same exact situation where Antonio Brown took the cornerback 1s, and now you have Juju, a potential wide receiver 1, which we see obviously now he is, going up against these cornerback 2s. So I think it's the same exact thing when it comes to the Falcons this year.
yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe somebody will start, they'll start fading towards Ridley, and maybe you'll do this back and forth. It's going to be, again, the pick your poison week. Who you want to play this week? So I can see a lot of headaches going forward once Julio gets fully healthy. He's doubtful for the game on Sunday. So again, as earlier, I think you about need to plan to play without him, even if he's active, no practice. Soft tissue injury. I could see kind of letting him ride the pine this week.
All right, we're going to do 2 more questions. We'll do this real quick. All right, 3 more questions because Hewitt just popped one up. Is Clyde going to have a big game this week? Clyde Edwards-Helaire going up against the Ravens defense.
When you say big game, are we talking north of 20 points then?
I would say 15.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I don't see nothing gonna, make you sit back in the chair. I don't see.
I think he's going to give you average.
Yeah,
I think he'll give you an average. He's still a must start. Like nothing's going to change on that, but He could definitely see a goal line kind of throw or, goal line carry. I don't know, man. They don't let him even get the ball in the goal line anymore after week 1. You saw that week 1 kind of BS that he tried to slam into the Houston line, and he couldn't get by. So I don't know, man. I don't even think they're going to use him on the goal line. So he's one of those guys he just needs to break away, in my opinion, because they still got Darrell Williams to go for the goal line.
Yeah, very true, very true. We'll see. Definitely a must start.
But yeah, he's definitely a must start. He's going to get the targets. We'll see. Chiefs have to throw to literally everybody. They have all these deadly targets.
I think Watkins, he's very on the wrong side of doubtful in the concussion protocol right now, so he's probably out.
Who is that?
Watkins, Sammy Watkins.
Oh, okay, Watkins. I thought you said Watson. I was like, oh my, that's big news. No, so Sammy Watkins is on doubtful for concussion protocol. Uh-oh, we just disconnected. Hold up. Hopefully we can get back in there. Oh, I just disconnected, guys. My bad. We are good though. We're back. Okay, let's go ahead and answer 2 more questions we had. If I can find them, let's see. What wide receiver do I have? Or no, sorry, my bad. Patty Cake says top sleeper pick of this week. I'm gonna let J Bunk go. Actually, J Bunk's got his mic muted. All right, it's back on mute. J Bunk, go ahead and go. Top sleeper pick of this week. I'll answer last.
Top sleeper pick of this week. Give me some MVS.
MVS, okay. So Michael Valdes-Scantling, guys, that is the wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. I like that pick because Adams is a possibly no-go, or is he a no-go?
He's doubtful.
He's doubtful, so probably not. So that's good. What do you think, Waterboy?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna stick in the same game and go with Traquan Smith leading the team in targets last week with Michael Thomas out. A big goose egg for Emmanuel Sanders. So I'm gonna go with Traquan Smith this week as a big sleeper pick to put up some good numbers in what we expect to be hopefully a high-scoring game.
I like that. I honestly think my sleeper pick, which is going to be against my own team, and that's Carolina. I honestly think Mr. Kelly is going to pop off against us, and I think Kelly's going to have a big game. I think it's one of those things where they're going to just hand the ball off. The Chargers will be up by a good bit. I think it's going to be Eckler is mostly a passing guy, so I think they're gonna get up, and it's going to be the Kelly show for the Chargers. So that's my sleeper of the week. So fix your mic if you can. I don't know if it's.
Can I change my pick to go with Kelly? I forgot. Kelly will run all over the field.
No, you can't change it. I'm just trying to reach. So, we got one more question. Let's see what we got. Okay, what wide receiver do I got with pick 3? Diggs, Lockett, Juju, Scary Terry, T.Y., or Fuller? Pick 3 for Diggs, Lockett, Juju, Scary Terry, and T.Y. Fuller. I would go Lockett. Where is that? Oh, it's disappearing right now. I would go Lockett, Scary Terry, and is it for week 3? Diggs. Diggs going up against the Rams though. He's going to be facing.
You think he'll be with Ramsey? Okay.
I don't trust T.Y. yet. I think T.Y. is in a perfect position that I would say yes, T.Y. But right now, since his first 2 weeks have gone down the drain, I can't trust him. I can't say to play him. I will not tell somebody to play him when I'm not playing him on my own team. So maybe who's Fuller playing? Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Fuck it. No. I'll say Fuller. I'll say Fuller.
Yeah.
I would say Lockett. Hang on, we missed Juju. Somehow we missed Juju.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Lockett, Juju, Scary Terry.
There you go. Done deal.
Done deal. All right, that's it for the questions for right now. We will go back to them later on at maybe the end of the show. Let's go back into the games. New York at Indianapolis. What do you think about this? I think Indianapolis and Mr. Jonathan Taylor is going to have a great game.
Yeah,
I'm Jonathan Taylor all the way, guys. You said that's about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I got the Colts this. I got the Colts this week in my Survivor League. I mean, just.
I say you picked their
everybody
defense
lost
too.
on them. Yeah, it's a good play. Yeah, the Jets are definitely old man Gore. Are you playing old man Gore this week? I mean, he's probably as good a guy as they come, but are you going to play him this week because he's going to get the touches, Mr. Bunk?
I don't know, man. Have you looked at my roster? I might.
Yo, Gore is a #1 on the Bunk roster right now.
Man, he was my #1 waiver wire target, man.
That's
No,
tough.
I'm not starting him unless I absolutely have to. Might should have not traded Tyreek and just started Gore. But no, all I'm doing is Colts D,
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, and the tight end for the Colts, Mo Alley Cox. I believe is his name.
I mean, honestly, Herndon might not be a bad play for the Jets. Crowder's out, so I really think the tight end for the Jets might be a play.
Is Perryman playing? Rashard Perryman? I think he's out as well. So, yeah, maybe there's nobody
I'm
on
not
the
sure.
Jets. You got Gore and Herndon.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to fade the Jets as much as possible. Yeah, let's just say if you have to play they're saying Perryman is out. So, yeah, you got Herndon, and, yeah, that's about it. And then you got Gore. I don't like Gore. So, in my opinion, no, don't play Gore. This dude gets 2 carries on a 1 yard per carry. Let's just not play this guy, you know?
Yeah, good idea.
Going into the game that I already talked about, my team going to get demolished this week. Carolina at LA. I think, like I said, it's going to be a run all over Carolina game. But I also, back on the other side, when it looks to Carolina, Mike Davis, is he going to be the guy? Is he going to take over Christian McCaffrey's role? Is he going to be getting all these touches like McCaffrey was, or is it going to be more realistic to where, maybe like I said, maybe Samuel might be getting some runs. I really think you're going to see a lot of end arounds with him and kind of throw off the tone of the defense.
Any Wildcats in the future for the Panthers, do you believe?
If there is, we will see it
Any
this week.
Wildcat-style formations?
I don't think so, but if we do see some, or if there's any in the future, it better be this week because that's the only week I can really think of using it. I think Robbie Anderson's still a must start. I think DJ Moore is a must start. Samuel I think he's a flex play this week. I really do, man. They got to throw the ball. They have to throw the ball. So I think Samuel is a deep flex play. I'm not going to say he's a go-to, but Samuel's not bad. I think he's one of those guys who could be a sleeper. And I'm not going to say he's the sleeper of the week. Like I said, I think it's Kelly. But, yeah, Eckler must start. Kelly must start. Henry must start. And you got Justin Herbert. I mean, that man he went 22 for 33 in his first game last week. He didn't look terrible. I think they could have won that game. They won the overtime toss. They did not go for it on 4th down in overtime. I think if they would have went for it in overtime, that was their best chance. And they punted the ball to Mahomes, which was probably the biggest mistake of the Chargers of the game. And that's what happened. Is our Chargers go win that game, or the Chiefs would go drive down the field after that punt and win the game.
I agree. Herbert really did look good in his debut. I think he'll probably look better in this game against that terrible Carolina defense. So I think Herbert's an
Just rub it in.
excellent play. I know y'all are laughing. Y'all know my feeling. The Panthers. I mean, you got Keenan Allen. You know, you got Big Mike Williams over there. Eckler, Kelly. There's Henry. I think the Chargers is just stomp them. I would play all Chargers. I don't know if I'd even play Mike Davis. Honestly, I would. They're going to
Really?
set up on him. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll.
Mike
He's
Davis
just
was.
not used to a full-time role. I mean, he's not a bad guy. He's probably a good guy to drink beer with and eat cheeseburgers. But
But
I
man
think I
got
would stay away from him this week.
the man got 6 or 7 receptions when McCaffrey went down. Like he just filled in the role. I think he's going to get the receptions. I think in a PPR league and even a half point PPR league, you play him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I think it's just the Panthers scheme. He fits right into it with the check downs and Teddy Bridgewater. You know, he doesn't throw the deepest of quarterbacks.
Yeah, what's his average depth of target? 3 or 4 yards?
That's perfect for Mike
I'm
Davis.
messing. I'm just...
That's perfect for Mike Davis. That's all he's going to run. He's going to get that 3 to 4 yards and
15
catch it and go.
receptions, 41 yards. Okay. I got it.
All right.
I got you.
Tampa Bay at Denver. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, is he going to make, is he going to make a little comeback? I don't know, man. How do you feel about Tom Brady and the Bucs this year? Everyone was saying that, like, even before that, they were Super Bowl contenders. I mean, I don't even see that even possible.
Nah, I don't see it. I don't see it myself. I think, I don't know, man. I think Brady's had his best years. And I think they were with Belichick.
Well, so did Peyton Manning, and he won the Super Bowl. So like, I can't say anything about that. Peyton Manning, he played like crap in the Super Bowl and still won it. So, but I will say their defense carried them that year. So, I don't know. I don't know if the Bucs defense can carry them. I mean, they got so many targets on offense. I mean, I see them. Obviously, I think they're going to win this game against the Broncos, but I think it honestly depends on how well they can get that run game going. I think if Fournette comes out looking good, Ronald Jones looks good, either one of them that opens up the pass for Brady, I think that team could go pretty far. Now, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. We also had a question by Hewitt. It says, quick question, who does everyone have winning the Super Bowl prediction every so, like, what do you guys think? Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Mr. Bunk, take it away, and I'll follow up.
I'll go Chiefs Kingdom repeat.
Okay, so Chiefs for Bunk.
Yep.
We got the
And
Chiefs
I
fan
will
in
win
here.
it.
Let Waterboy answer this one.
Hey, I have they're going to be the first in a while to go back to back. I see them again taking it to the house.
Here's my opinion. I think whoever wins that game on Monday night will win the Super Bowl. So I don't know yet. I say whoever wins that game on Monday night will win the Super Bowl. So it's either the Ravens or the Chiefs. That's my opinion right there. Detroit at Arizona. Galladay's back. We got Galladay back. We got, is Marvin Jones, he's healthy still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, but
don't really
Galladay,
wanna-
he's not 100%.
Is he not?
No, sir.
Well,
He's going to play, but he said he himself said he was not 100%.
Wow. Well, throw
Yeah.
yourself under the bus, I see. Okay.
Well, that's what the man said. We'll see. It should be, what somebody asked earlier, Murray versus someone again. Murray, the star of the game. He's really made Hopkins shine, and vice versa. Should be a high scoring affair because you see the Mr. Patricia and the Lions. They're not very well rounded right now, and their run game. But who do you play in their run game? They're a
No
what
one.
3-4 way committee
Absolutely
right
no one. DeAndre Swift, I'm pretty sure is he out?
now?
He might not
I
be.
don't think so.
No, he's
I
not.
think
He's not. My bad. I don't know what I was thinking. So Galladay's still questionable though. Like you said, he's still kind of hurt. So yeah, I don't even know. Do you play him if you have him? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's pretty tough. I mean, but is he at 90%? I don't know. Maybe there's a risk of re-injury.
I don't like. Now I feel like if you're really hurting for a wide receiver, I guess you play him. But in my opinion, when it comes to questionable and your guy literally says he's not fully healthy, I don't play him. Like there's no way. That means he's not getting any of all the target. Like so, T.J. Hawkinson, Marvin Jones. Who else do you play? Honestly, I'm sticking. I'm not touching any of the Lions' backfield. That's a mess up in itself. Arizona Cardinals comes to Christian Kirk's questionable. Kyler Murray obviously start. You got Hopkins. I think that's going to be the show right there. Then you got Drake obviously. And other than that, I think that's the team right there for the Cardinals anyway.
For sure.
Yeah, so I mean that's simple as that, guys. Play those guys, and I still, Adrian Peterson. I don't know, man. I still fade him. I don't play him. I think there's still better options out there. I still I don't like that yet.
100% agree.
And if my web browser would back me out, that would be great. Check out the other schedule.
We still have the, I know we've not got to the Sunday night yet.
Yeah, I think we're maybe one or two games off of that.
The Seahawks and Cowboys.
Yeah, let's see. We are actually on that now. So yeah, Seahawks Cowboys. That's actually not that's still the 4:00 game.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, because Sunday night's the Green Bay, New Orleans. So Dallas at Seattle. I think that can be a shootout. I think that's going to be a really tough game. I can't wait to actually watch that game because I think Dallas has a ton of people you can play. And we already kind of talked about Seattle, talking about, Russell Wilson throwing to Lockett and DK, kind of similar. And then obviously you play Carson. So, but, I mean, Dallas, who do you start when it comes to wide receivers? All of them?
Depending on the position you're playing them, I would agree to that. I think pretty much everyone in this game is in play. If it's everyone.
I'm telling you, man, that Schultz guy for Dallas, he's like my sleeper of the year. It was Jarwin until he got hurt for the whole year. I really like Dallas's tight ends without Witten there because Prescott throws to him. So, any kind of situation like that, I really feel like they kind of mock the same situation with the 49ers where they'll run and throw. Obviously, they have a little bit more options when it comes to throwing the ball. So you're going to see Gallup, you're going to see CeeDee Lamb, and Amari get the ball too. So, Schultz obviously isn't as big a play as like a Kittle or Jordan Reed, but I really like him as one of those guys where you can just pick up off of the waiver wire. So, yeah. I mean, anything else to add to this?
I agree, and we were talking about Gallup earlier. I didn't get to say it, but if you own him, be patient with him. Right now he's still a good flex, but as we've seen, injuries have decimated teams. So if Cooper was to go down, God forbid, Gallup's going to slide into a number one wide receiver role.
Or even CeeDee Lamb could get hurt, and then you still see the Gallup of last season. So, Green Bay at New Orleans, Sunday night game. I think this is going to be one of those things where Devontae Adams might not play, Michael Thomas might not play. One of the top, wide receivers might not even be in this game. So we're looking at the backfields where it goes to Aaron Jones, man. Unbelievable first 2 weeks he has. Kamara coming off of a great game. Monday So we'll see, man. I really think that like what you guys were saying, the sleepers, man. MVS, he's one of those guys. Lazard is now the number 2. Well, he's always been the number 2, but I think Lazard will be the 1, I guess, and MVS maybe the number 2. Either way, it's going to be great, man. I really think you guys can play these guys into a flex position, and if you're, in a deep league, maybe even a solid spot. I mean, you got New Orleans where it goes to Traquan Smith. He's going to be their guy. Even Emmanuel Sanders, he hasn't shown me anything. I actually dropped him already because they already played a game without Michael Thomas, and he did not even show up. So Traquan Smith was seeing all the targets, so that's the guy who I would start when it goes to New Orleans. Obviously, Kamara. You got still Jared Cook. Yep, Jared Cook is a great play as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game, and obviously both of the quarterbacks. This could be a shootout. These guys are veterans and play each other very competitively.
For sure.
But now I will say though, let's talk about this though. New Orleans run stop defense has looked really good. They looked good against the Raiders. So, do you think Aaron Jones is going to have a rough? Like, I don't think he's going to pop off like he was in the first 2 weeks. He could.
He could. I definitely seen him coming back to earth a little bit this week here. It's as always a must play, but Lord help like he done last week. Shouldn't see anything like it. I mean, I think he'll do good. Bold call of the week. Will not top 100 yards total.
Wow. And we even have someone in the chat saying Packers pass defense though. Which then just tells me, well, yeah, if their pass defense is shutting down someone like Traquan Smith and maybe Emmanuel, then you got the checkdowns, aka Alvin Kamara. Let's just have another big game. I got him in one of my leagues, and I'm really happy with him. So they're gonna find a way. They got Jared Cook, and they just got so many options. So should be a good game. In my opinion, I picked New Orleans to win it. So Monday Night Football. This is what I'm saying. Whoever wins this is going to win the Super Bowl. Kansas City at the Baltimore. Well, let's hear your takes on this. I think you start everybody. Either way, you start everybody. Both of these teams are the 1 and 2 top teams in the NFL. So, it should be a fun game to watch Monday night.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Very excited.
Well, Mr. Bunk, what do you think about the Baltimore backfield? I mean, they're really giving it to everybody. Ingram, Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Jackson. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Would you play Edwards if you needed?
Ugh.
If it's deep enough?
I don't think so.
I guess deep enough league. I mean, if you were hurting for a position, but I trust their backfield as much as I trust Detroit's, man. You just don't know who is going to get the ball, who's going to get the goal line touches. It's spread out so evenly that really none of them are putting up crazy points.
Yeah, I don't see it. I think the only starters in Baltimore's backfield is Ingram and J.K. And J.K.'s a strong flex, like as in a deep flex league. Especially against, I just think it's going to be a shootout, man. I think it's going to be one of those tough grinding games where they're not going to want to play their best plays until the end of the game. They're not going to want to show their hand, but we'll see. I think Kansas City's got way too many firepower on offense, but same thing with Baltimore, man. But Baltimore's defense is what's making me lean toward them, is just because their defense has been shutting teams down. And I know they haven't played the best teams, but
you I mean, say that. There's a lot of teams under the Chiefs. I mean, yeah, they've played the almighty Browns and the nucleus Texans, so they've not had a great chance. I mean, a great opposition. Yeah, not saying
Right,
they're
and that's
bad
you
teams,
can't
but
judge
the
it.
Chiefs are in a whole different club. You can see, as well as last year, Chiefs beat the Ravens. So maybe I think this year it'll be the same. Maybe the Chiefs they'll walk all over them.
But I also think Kansas City hasn't played a defense or someone like Baltimore's caliber. So that's why you can't really judge this game too hard when it comes to that. But we both know both of these offenses are high caliber. They just got so many options. You play everybody. Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews, Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, and like I said, in a deep flex, and obviously Lamar. And then when it goes to the Chiefs, I would say Clyde Edwards, Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Hill. Now I don't know if you play Miko though. Like I know you're saying Sammy, it might not be there, but what do you think about that? Like who's there? Is that who their next guy is, or would it be? I can't think of his name. Why can't I think of his name?
Demarcus Robinson. No, it's not
Demarcus Robinson.
I would go with Mr. Hardman. I would play him this week, especially with Watkins being out. I mean, it kind of runs. Right now, you're looking like it goes CEH, Kelce, then Hill, and then the.
Would you play Miko? Would you play Miko or Jerry Jeudy in the flex this week?
Miko.
Really?
Yeah.
I would go Jeudy in this because Tampa has a tough run defense, so I would have to say they have to throw the ball to him. I don't know though. I mean, you might be right, but I would go Jeudy on that.
Yeah, maybe
Bunk be the deciding factor.
I'm gonna pull favorites and say that Mr. Fant is gonna get all the Denver targets. So I'm going Miko.
All right.
There we go. I like it.
All right. He says, my head is going so what's going on, Raw FIFA 19? He said, my head is going crazy about who to start. Ridley is a must, but the other can be Galladay, McLaurin, or Allen Robinson. Help. Ooh, I like this. So I have Allen Robinson and Ridley in this, but not Ridley. I have Allen Robinson and McLaurin. And I'm playing them both, but if you have to choose one, I would go Allen Robinson just because of the matchup. You're playing a horrendous defense, Atlanta. They literally give up everything. I would go Allen Robinson in this spot. What do you guys think? Galladay's also an option, but we just talked about him. If he's not 100% healthy, so if he was 100% healthy, I would say Galladay no matter what. But in this week, Rough FIFA 19, I would personally go Allen Robinson. But I'm going to let these guys answer what they think as well.
I agree with your pick, Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson, yeah, definitely with the matchups versus the Falcons, and with Galladay admitting he's not 100% for sure, I would Robinson all day long.
Yeah, Robinson's he's the play out of that, and then I think McLaurin is I think he's a good pick, man. I really do. And they're going up against Cleveland, but I don't know if you guys know anything about Cleveland's defense. The only thing they have is Mr. Denzel Ward, and that's who's going to be shadowing McLaurin. So McLaurin might have a little bit of a tough time, honestly, to get separation. Ward is a quick guy. McLaurin's fast too, but it's hard to say. But looking at the matchups, Robinson's the guy. So I hope we answer your question, man. But I think that's it, man. We went all the way through from Thursday to Monday. And I think that's it, man. Anything you guys want to add on?
No, just good luck to everybody this week. Yeah, just everybody, look at it, make your best plays, and remember it's all about having a good time and just enjoying yourself. Get away from it, make some good choices, live with it, and don't be mad about it. And love life.
Yeah, and that's another thing, guys. Hey, if we tell you guys to do, we're not telling you guys to do it. Go with your gut. If Rough FIFA, if you, in your hardest hearts, say McLaurin's the guy this week, go with McLaurin. You don't have to listen to us. We're just giving you what we think, I know sometimes for me, I like to call Jay Bunk and Waterboy if I have a question about who to start. I just need that one opinion. I might take their advice with a grain of salt. It doesn't have to mean anything. Bunk might say McLaurin, man, go McLaurin, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go Allen Robinson, and it's on me no matter what. It's my decision. I'm clicking to start him, so just know. But yeah, so Hewitt said he has one last question. All right, man, this is gonna be the last question of the night. So go ahead, Hewitt. But yeah, you can't blame us if you guys start somebody who we say we might like this week, and then they go off, something happens to them, and then you can't blame us for that. It's on you.
No.
Hewitt, you're up, man. He goes, who do I play with at flex? McKinnon, Fuller, Scary Terry, or Juju? Ooh,
And there's a lot of scary Terrys in this. Everybody must be in love with the man.
I probably talked him up. I do like Scary Terry. I like McKinnon this week. I really do.
I think Juju's your safest play out of that.
I think Juju probably is the safest. Yeah, I think Juju's your safest play on that. And I think your biggest bust or your biggest boom is McKinnon on that.
I'll agree to that, guys. That's a good assessment. I like that. I would go with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that's it for a week 3 on Laces Out podcast. I hope you guys win your leagues or, win your at least week 3. Hopefully none of your guys get season injured. That's all I want to say is hopefully everyone stays healthy this week. Everyone have a good time. And we'll see you guys in the next one. We'll see you guys.
Peace out.
See ya.